Hi everyone. I know I'm a little early, 1 minute early, just to be on time. So hope everybody can watch me and am I clear? Two people are on. We are live. Please say hi, whoever have come, so I can begin. We'll wait for a few more people to come in and then we start. And in the meanwhile, you all can shoot up your questions. Any questions you all have, please answer them. Then question them and I'm here to answer. Hi Muskan, how are you? Great to see you, the first one. My best student from Nagpur. Any more coming in? We have some more coming in. So we are 6 first. Hi Ria. So we wait for another few more to come in and we can start. So I just want to introduce you about chocolates, the basic of chocolates. Hi Rakhi. Great to see you as well. Hope I'm clear and you're able to see everything. Okay, we are only 9 of us, so we need few more to come in. Okay, we reached 11. Thanks Muskan, thank you so much for coming live. Hi Jia. Hi Sarah. Great to see all the enthusiast chocolatiers. Hi Priyanka. Okay, let me introduce to you about myself. I'm Kashish Mulchandani. I've been a chocolatier since the past 9 years. I started my career in 2010, where of course my beginning was with chocolates, and now I've got into baking and healthy stuff, the vegan, the gluten-free, the keto, the tea time, the cookies, the sugar-free. So basically I've come up all this since the past 3 years. So otherwise I was always into chocolates. Okay, so basically we are going to talk about different kind of chocolates which are available in the market. Today we are working on compound and not your pure chocolate. Okay, now compound has different variations. There are different ways of using your compound chocolates. So I'm going to show you what exactly are we going to do today. First, let me introduce to you. Hi Meenakshi. Okay, I'm going to introduce to you with our different kinds of compound which are available in the market. So, this is a good company which I'm currently using. Hi Geeta. So I'm going to tell you the different types of compound chocolates which are available in the market. And there are, of course, everybody must have heard about Maude. But Maude is a very, very basic chocolate. So it becomes like, very, very urgent or, very basic chocolate. If you want to learn or make, then you can just try with Maude. But as of now, since the past 2 years, I've been using this brand. It's by Barry Callebaut, but it's a compound. So it's clearly mentioned that it is a compound chocolate and not a pure chocolate. Okay, so basically we are going to do something with vanilla, wherein there are different kinds of chocolates available. One is white, one is your dark, the other is your milk. So these are your 3 types of chocolates which are available in Vanilla company, and generally we need only these 3 because of course we are not going to have colorful chocolates or anything like that. But I want to introduce to you even with something where dark percentage should be dark, so that if in case you don't want very sweet chocolate, because a lot of people are asking me how do you get into sugar-free chocolates. To be honest, there's nothing called sugar-free. Hi Kajal, hi Komal. There's nothing called sugar-free until and unless that chocolate is 100% dark. Now I'll explain to you how do you make out the percentage of dark inside your slab. Now if you notice, there is a company called even 2M. Okay, so this 2M is got a 16% dark, whereas your basic vanilla is about 15% dark. Okay, so that means definitely it's not going to be like a very, very dark chocolate which you can feel it's sugar free. There would be some kind of sugar content in it, but you do get 100% dark, wherein it's only available in couverture chocolates. So that is a complete sugar free chocolate because that's got more percentage of dark cocoa beans. So that's when that becomes more of dark and less of sugar. So whenever you feel you want to go for more of dark chocolate, wherein you want to put your less sugar content, you can use your dark compound which has got more percentage of dark in it. Okay, so we are going to first start within our different kinds of. So I'm going to explain to you first thing. I have chopped my chocolates into small pieces. Now if you notice, this is your dark compound. This is how it looks, and this is your white compound, a little lighter than dark. Okay, and this is your white compound, just white. So we generally like to make a semi-sweet chocolate where you don't make it too bitter by adding only dark chocolate. Neither you want it very sweet, so you don't even want to put full of milk chocolate. So what we do is we do a ratio of 2:1, wherein if I take my dark compound, this is my dark compound, I'm going to take 2 slabs of my dark compound and 1 slab of my milk compound. So the ratio becomes 2:1. That makes it a semi-sweet chocolate. Why? Because we are not making it too sweet, we are not even making it too bitter. So just to make it a ratio of 2:1 becomes your semi-sweet chocolate. Got it? So that's how we work right now on this, wherein I have chopped my dark chocolate and I have chopped my milk chocolate, where my ratio of dark chocolate is more than your milk chocolate. Okay, now I'm going to melt this in a microwave. There are 2 ways to melt this chocolate. One, either you do it in a double boiler on a gas, wherein you put your saucepan with little bit of water, you put your bowl of chocolate on top of that. When you boil the water, only the steam goes on the bowl and melts your chocolate. Make sure your water doesn't touch the bowl, otherwise you will tend to burn your chocolate. So you have to only have the steam coming in to melt your chocolate, and you have to constantly mix it when you're doing it on the gas on a double boiler. Okay, but now when you're doing it in a microwave, you don't need to worry about water. The first thing is water and chocolates are enemies. The minute a little bit of water content goes in your chocolate tends to get spoiled. So you have to make sure that you're not going to have any water droplets going inside your chocolate. Even your spoons, your molds, whatever you use have to be dry completely. So I'm going to melt this in a microwave, wherein I'm going to first do it for 30 seconds. Give it a mix, again 30 seconds. So it's going to be like a 1 minute or 1.5 minute process, but at intervals. You cannot do it at 1 minute at a stretch. Otherwise you will tend to burn your chocolate. So it has to always go interval wise. So I'm going to first go into my microwave. It's a simple microwave. Okay, no convection mode, no other mode. Simple microwave, how you put it on to heat your food. You're just going to put it in, put it for 30 seconds, give it a mix, and another 30 seconds. So I'm melting my brown and white milk chocolate, as well as I'm going to show you something with white chocolate also. So just give me a minute. Hi, I'm back after a minute. This has been done for a minute, but can you see there are a number of lumps still inside? That means it's not yet done. We'll keep it for another 30 seconds. So overall it was 1 minute plus 30 seconds, but in each time you have to give it a stir. Okay, I'm again coming back after 30 seconds. Okay, so here, can you see little bit of lumps are still there, but do not try to melt your chocolate in the microwave 100%. Reason being, if you melt it 100%, there are chances wherein you're going to burn your chocolate, which you'll not even come to know. Why? Because chocolate is anyways brown. The minute it burns, you'll get some bubbles, some kind of bubbles and holes keep coming in your chocolate and your chocolate curdles. So do not melt your chocolate 100% in the microwave. 80-85% it's done, and there are few lumps. Just remove it out and just keep stirring. With the heat of the bowl, it will automatically melt. So that's my chocolate, which is ready. Okay, so this is your semi-sweet chocolate, which I told you 2:1 is your ratio. Now I'm going to take my Christmassy star mold, since it's a Christmas time and we need to do something related to Christmas. That's when we're going to do our star chocolates. We're going to fill up our chocolate in our star mold. Give it a tap. Tapping is very important so that there are no air bubbles going in. You have to make sure you have to just make it flat. It has to be leveled. Now this goes in the freezer for 10 minutes, exactly 10 minutes. Okay, and yes, Rupali, your question is, I do take classes for kids, and especially during theme time, like there is Christmas time, there's summer time, there is Holi time, Diwali time, and all the vacation time, I do take classes for kids. Okay, I'll just come back. I'll put this in the microwave, in the freezer for 10 minutes. Okay, now let's work something on the white chocolate. Now this is your white chocolate. I melted the same way, 30 seconds, give it a mix, and again 30 seconds, give it a mix. So that's when you get your smooth consistency of your white chocolate. Now I'm going to show you another method of how to use the white chocolate. For example, this is a bell mold, okay, bell shaped mold. Now I need to give some kind of a layer to this, wherein just to enhance your chocolate in a different way, I'm going to take my white chocolate and put it on the mold, which is only half. You're going to fill up your mold only till the half of the mold, not till the brim. This way what we're going to do is we're going to make two layers, wherein you'll have half white chocolate and half dark chocolate. So first we're going to put in our white chocolate. Make sure when you pour your white chocolate, it doesn't touch the side. You're just pouring it from the center. Tapping again is very important. You have filled up only half your mold and not full. Okay, I'll do one more. Okay, now this mold has to go in the freezer. Now reason being, we have filled up our first layer only with white chocolate. We cannot directly put our dark chocolate over the white chocolate, otherwise they will blend with each other, they will smudge, and we'll have a black and white chocolate, which we don't want. We want layers. So for this reason, we are going to first put this in the freezer for only a minute, only 1 minute, till this white chocolate sets. Once this white chocolate sets, we are going to then pour in our dark chocolate over. Okay, so I'll just again put this for a minute. Another way what we can do is, this is your piping bag, disposable piping bag. You can pour in some of your white chocolate in the piping bag, and we are going to have some kind of designs which we can enhance it in every mold. For example, I'll just show you how it works. We are also going to do some drizzling part. I'm going to show you how to drizzle it. I'm pouring a little bit of white chocolate in my piping bag. Okay. So that's your piping bag with the white chocolate. We're going to cut our tip. Now I have one more very fancy mold. This is your Christmas tree. See how attractive it looks. Okay, so we're going to have something with this, wherein every design or every hole or every line, we can actually enhance it with the help of the piping bag. So you're going to first trim your, just cut the tip. Make sure you hold your piping bag well, like 90 degrees. Again, make sure your consistency is good enough. Now you need to take this, wherever you have some kind of design or a hole, or you want to enhance it, you can just make use of the white chocolate in a piping bag and decorate every line. So wherever I can find there is some kind of holes, I'm just pouring in my white chocolate with the piping bag. But this goes in the freezer for 1 minute before we add in our dark chocolate over. So if you notice, I have just put dots wherever there is, and I'm going to freeze this again for a minute. Let me bring my bell. That's my bell, my first layer of white chocolate which has already set. Now I'm going to pour in my dark chocolate or your semi-sweet chocolate over. So you get 2 layers and they will not even get smudged because your first layer is already set. Leveling is very important. So once you pour it, you have to give it a tap. Okay, now this goes again in the freezer. Now this time it will go for 10 minutes because we are completely done with our layering. It just goes inside to get it set completely. So 10 minutes we put it in. Now these dots which we had done on our Christmas tree, they are ready. So we are going to take our chocolate and fill it up completely. Okay, I'm coming up with one more thing, one more new variety to make it very, very attractive and very, very tasty for people who love muesli, granolas. Give it a tap, make sure it's level, and we freeze this for 10 minutes. If you notice, we've got some dots at the background on the bottom. Okay, so just let me just freeze this again for 10 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to come up with one more variety where a lot of people who eat muesli in the mornings for breakfast. So this is your no added sugar muesli which you get. So this is basically your Kellogg's muesli which you get, which has different mixtures of cornflakes, Kellogg's, your wheat flakes, your muesli, your rolled oats, raisins and almonds. So you can use this, as well as I have made my own homemade granola. So you can even use a granola either ready-made, or if you know to make a granola, you can always make your own granola. What I'm planning to do is, I'm going to take my melted chocolate and put it in my muesli and give it a mix and toss it well with the chocolate. You can add some extra almonds, you can add pistachios, you want to add some walnuts because walnuts are good in the morning time. You can always do these additional things where you need to add in. You can add cranberries if you like cranberries. So what I've done is, I've simply coated my muesli with the semi-sweet chocolate. Okay, so this way what you can do is, we take a bar mold. Okay, now either you can, what you can do is pour in this mixture in a bar mold and set it. Another way you can do is just make these as clusters also. Clusters are in the sense how you make your almond rocks. So you're just going to take one spoon and drop it on a butter paper. I'm going to show you that as well. So first let's do the bar. So this is a bar mold. It's a rectangular mold. It looks like this. So we're going to make this like a chocolate muesli bar. Make sure you level it well. Otherwise our muesli will come in a little bit odd form. But of course this has to be a little in a cluster form or a rocky road form. Why? Because it's a granola or it's a muesli and they are always in different sizes. Tapping is important. Make sure your corners are well put in. Okay, and give it a tap. Remove off all the excess. And we keep this again in the freezer for 10 minutes. It's just clearing. Wherever you feel there are air bubbles or there's a gap, just fill it up. Like in one corner, I have a little space, so I can just fill it up so that your bar is like a complete rectangle. I'll show you even this same thing, you can make it in clusters. Okay, now this goes in the freezer for 10 minutes. Those are my stars which we did. Remember the stars? 10 minutes are done. So I'm going to, okay, one more thing. How will you know it's ready? Always check the bottom. If it is in a matte finish, that means it's ready. If it's glossy, means it's still not done. So you just have to keep it for a few more minutes. And when you remove it out, you have to unmold it. Simply just bang your tray on the plate which you need to remove it from on. So those are your stars, okay? And now again, to enhance these stars, what we will do is, we're going to take our white chocolate again, which we had put it in a piping bag, and we're going to make some drizzles. My piping bag is set already, white chocolate. I'm just going to melt this for 5 seconds because it's not pouring out. Give me a minute before this sets, since it's quite cold. I'm going to take my butter paper and a tray, and these muesli clusters which we have made, the muesli chocolate coated bowl which we have made, I'm going to take my spoon, and with the help of another spoon, I'm going to just remove it out on the butter paper, just to form some rocks. Or you can also call them as clusters. So you can even do it this way. Also, once you have put this, you can also put some additional muesli on the top, or a granola, or some almond flakes. While it's wet, you have to just put it in, drizzle it on top so that it sticks on it. Like suppose I have made my cluster, and while the chocolate is wet, I'm going to just take my granola crumble and drizzle it on top. So you have a nice muesli cluster with granola drizzle. That's how it looks. And then you again, no need for freezing it. This time you can just keep them in the fridge, and within 5-10 minutes it would be set. Okay. Once that is done, this is our chocolate stars. I have some colorful sprinkles for Christmas. These are your Christmas themed sprinkles, which I'm going to remove it out so that I'm ready with my drizzle and my sprinkles on it. I'm going to take my white chocolate in the piping bag. Make sure again, you have to make sure that it oozes out nicely and you have a good consistency of your white chocolate. Yeah, so it should be in that falling consistency. Once it's having a falling consistency, we're going to take our chocolate which is in our plate and we're going to start putting our drizzle on top. So it's going to go like this. So you're just drizzling the white chocolate over and immediately putting our colorful sprinkles on top. So wherever the white chocolate is wet, the sprinkles will automatically touch on it. It'll get stuck and it'll be set. So let me just keep this in the fridge for 5 minutes and it'll be done. This is how it'll look. It gave a complete different look to your chocolate stars. Okay. I'm keeping both of them, my chocolate stars and my granola clusters. That's your bell, chocolate bell with 2 layers where white is at the bottom and semi-sweet chocolate is at the top. But when it comes out, your white chocolate will be on the top and your semi-sweet chocolate will be at the bottom. So again, when you demold it, you make sure you go very slow so that it doesn't break. Tap the mold on the tray and there it comes out. That's how the bell will look. Okay, so these are your 2-layered chocolate. You can always do with colors also. You can play around with white chocolate and make them colorful. So that always I teach in my chocolate class. How do you color your chocolate in the right way and not just put in any kind of color, powder color or any kind of liquid and make it colorful. No, there is a technique behind how to make your white chocolate colorful. Okay, so that's your bell ready with 2 layered. And now we are left with our Christmas tree. Again, check at the bottom. Is it wet or is it glossy? I feel it should come out. Let me try. A little bit of wetness is there. It will come out beautiful. Look at this. That's your Christmas tree. Again, let's do a twist. Our white chocolate which was melted in the piping bag. I have a red star. Let's make it colorful. I'm going to put one small dot on the star which is there on our mold. And immediately stick my red star. It's a sprinkle which you get in the market, edible, and just press it on it. You can do the same way, a little more colorful, by just putting some chocolate. I have a cavity in this mold wherein I'm just filling up the cavity with the white chocolate and immediately going to put some sprinkle in it. Again, you can put some nice colorful sprinkles. Like, I think I'll put these Christmas theme colorful sprinkles in it. Okay, so immediately it will stick wherever the white chocolate is wet. And wherever the dots are, which we had done it with the white chocolate earlier, you can even again put one white dot, like a dot with the white chocolate, and then you can just put some different kind of balls or some kind of sprinkles, red sprinkle, golden sprinkle. I have some beautiful sprinkles which are made with Christmas tree shape. There's a question. Wanted to know, does custard apple go with cheese? We are not doing desserts. This is chocolate. I want to make cheesecake. Thanks in advance. Sorry, we are doing chocolates. This comes in your dessert class. Which is the best store in Pune to buy the supplies? Okay, so here you have different stores in Pune. In Camp side, if you go to the MG Road side, there is a shop called Baker's Supermarket. That's the easiest, I think, very well known also. It is just nearby to Geeta Society. or the JJ Vada Pav Garden, that junction over there. So there is a railway reservation office. There is, just go ahead on the next section, the next junction, you will find on the left hand side Baker's Supermarket. So you get all your sprinklers, your molds, your chocolate slabs, everything you will get it over there. So that's one. Then there is in Market Yard, there is Jai Foods. Then there is Nanapet, Arif. So these are some of the shops. I think in Pimpri there is a shop called Guru something. I'm not sure about that area. But there is a shop over there also where you can get these baking supplies and chocolate supplies. Okay. Buying online, not really. See, buying online is something wherein if you don't get it handy in Pune, then you go for online, because online is always going to be expensive for you. So try to get it from the local shops in Pune itself. Okay. Any other questions? Any questions? Have you all understood till then? Till here, whatever I have taught you all? See this. I just added some chocolate, that red star, and some colorful sprinkles at the bottom. And these, of course, can be wrapped in, those transparent paper plastic bags which you get. You can put them in that, or you can wrap it with the foil wrapping papers which you get for chocolates. Chocolates always have to be wrapped in foil wrappers and not your flimsy gift wrapping papers. Your chocolate shelf life will go down if you wrap them in those flimsy wrapping papers. It has to be only foil wrapping papers. Okay. So let me get my granola bars or the muesli bars which we have made. Okay, so it's matte over here. I'm just going to simply tap it up, and there, see this, saw that? Okay, so see, it gives a nice bar look from the front and a rocky road from the back. So these are good to be wrapped and just eaten or carry it with you anywhere. And of course it's a semi-sweet chocolate, so there's no regret. Thanks, Nikita. Most welcome. Any other questions? You want me to show you how do you pack this? So you get these Seal King bags like these. Okay, so you can just simply put your bars in it. You can always carry it in your purse whenever you feel you're hungry. And of course you do indulge in chocolate, so rather indulge in chocolate in a better way by eating muesli along with the chocolate. So just going to peel off your Seal King and pack it. And the extra plastic which is out, you can always tape it over here. And there your bar is ready. Okay. For viewers on in Pune, can you please recommend some online sites? I've never done online shopping, honestly. I've never done. I do get everything here, so I've never done online shopping for my supplies. Very, very rare. I mean, I've never done, actually speaking. I've never done online shopping for my stuff. I never do online shopping for any of my stuff. I like to see it and then buy it. I don't believe in online. Okay, any other questions? Shall I bring my clusters also? These are your clusters. I had not kept it in the freezer. They were simply in the fridge and they have set. And again, they look very beautiful. You can just carry these also in your bag. Whenever you're hungry, you want to just binge in something, just binge these. And I'll show you the chocolate stars which we made. See these. So how beautiful and colorful they look. And those lines are very, very thin. That means you have to make sure when you cut your piping bag, it's very thin. Like the tip is very, very fine. It should not be very thick. Otherwise, you'll have your drizzle also very, very thick. And I think a thin drizzle always looks better. Okay. So it just goes all my stuff here. Any questions? I do take classes for all kinds of baking, wherein it is gluten free, it is vegan, it is your tea time cakes, cookies, and of course mostly eggless. I'm more into eggless baking. So anytime anybody wants to join for any of my personalized classes, I do take online classes for people who are outside Pune. But I do have students who are actually staying in Pimple Nilak and Pimple Saudagar, and they do take classes which are online, because they can't travel 1.5 hour away from their house. Sorry, I stay at NIBM, so people who don't want to travel, they can always do an online class, but only for those people who cannot travel and it's far, for them only it's convenient if you can do online class. Otherwise, always better to do hands-on class. Okay, so that's our today's chocolates. So hope you liked and enjoyed the session. Any questions, please do ask me anytime, and I'll share all my number, so you can call me anytime whenever you have any questions or any doubts, or if you want to join any of my classes. Do visit my page. It's called The Art of Making Chocolates, and I have an Instagram handle where it's called The Art of Making Chocolates as well. Thank you, Vinita. Thank you so much. Thanks, Ekta. Anything else? So shall we end the session? Okay. Hope everybody enjoyed. Take care. You can shoot up some questions. Hi Neelam. Thanks for joining me. Thanks. Thank you so much. Yes, Muskan. Thank you. My pleasure teaching y'all. Okay, bye, see you. Thank you.